Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently finished Saint Odd, which is part of the Odd Thomas series. This is the only one of the Odd Thomas books I've read, but I love Odd Thomas so much because I had seen the movie and I just fell in love with his character, and I thought, what an interesting guy. I mean, he's just the everyman, your typical salt of the earth type of person, and immediately likable character. Fry cook, he tends to a very unobtrusive kind of life that doesn't seem to amount to much at first, but then he has this ability of psychic magnetism, which he uses to speak to the spirits of the dead and different clues as to what happened in a person's murder or whatever it is. And he talks about Stormy and the movie, and I didn't state this when I did my review because I didn't want to give away a spoiler, but spoilers ahoy. Stormy actually gets shot in the movie, and she dies. Of course, he holds on to her for a while, and then he finally lets her go. And actually, that scene in of itself just made me bawl like a baby. It was really sad, but it was good that he allowed her to go, and he wasn't tortured by her spirit any longer, and he was just left with her memory, which is how we should do it. I really enjoyed this book, except the ending in of itself, it kind of irritated me a bit, because I just didn't think it should end like that. So, that's why I'm writing a fan fiction. It's the only thing I didn't care about in this particular series. I thought, Dean, you're really a horrible man to do this to your character. Why did you do that? And I just thought it was sad, but in a way, it wasn't. And again, if you haven't read the book, then I'm really not going to give you a spoiler there, because the ending, like I said, it's bittersweet. But as far as the series is concerned, which I haven't read, I did enjoy it. I thought that this was sensational, and we go back to the world of Picamundo, where Odd is actually introduced as a character, and all these different people are involved, and the police commissioner, oh, he's an interesting character, and also Stormy in and of herself, and her name is Browen. Browen, she didn't ever like that name, and we learn a bit about her past, actually, and I didn't know this from having seen the movie. It doesn't really introduce that particular darker theme, which makes you really feel for her character, and how she can trust Odd so implicitly is quite ironic, given her very difficult and tragic past. And I'm not going to go into that, but the reason that she chose the name of Stormy, except from Browen, is because she was outside during a very freak thunderstorm, and it could have possibly killed her, but it didn't kill her. It was like she had this oneness with nature, and she decided that it suited her. She is like the storm in and of itself, but she has control and power and stamina and influence, although she doesn't use that influence to manipulate people. She's just a very sweet character. Even though she's sweet, she's very strong, and I like that about Stormy in and of herself. And when she was killed in the movie, I just thought, no, why? It kind of made me a little bit upset. But in and of itself, the book is really tremendous. If you like the supernatural, it's going to be right up your alley. Although the ending left a lot to be desired, I thought. It still ended in a way that I thought the series would end, and I'm really not that upset about it. I thought that it ended the way that it should end. even though it was kind of sad. But in and of it's strangely enough, Odd actually functions better where he went. I know that probably doesn't make any sense the way I phrased it, but to me it made a lot of sense and seemed to move logically. That's all I have to say about Saint Odd, and I really appreciate the fact that he finished it. And I've never read any other of Dean's novels, but I really enjoyed Saint Odd, and I just thought it was really marvelously done, and kudos for him writing it, and especially for people like myself who understand the realm of the supernatural a little bit better than most. Yeah, I can relate to this. I don't have psychometry, or what, it's not psychometry, but he has psychic magnetism. It's kind of like echolocation. I don't have that. I do get intuitions about certain things, and I do have telepathy. I had an incident of memory implantation with an object one time. I don't know if there's a word for that, but I did, and it was with a menorah that my aunt had, my aunt from my father's side had brought from the Holy Land. We don't have them anymore, but when I actually held it in my hands, for some strange reason, it just had this certain resonance with me, and I felt connected to it, and I don't understand why, because I'm not Jewish, but I know that my surname is a Jewish surname, so it could go back to way back when, before we were ever evangelistic people. When my dad says, "Oh, we don't have any Jewish background," I don't think that's true. Why would I understand Old Testament better than New? Hello. But it just that I've never been able to explain my connection with that menorah. Certain songs that I mean, a lot of Hebrew songs, and I think, okay, this is starting to get really weird. But I'm thinking I had a past life, maybe. But it just doesn't make any sense any other way. But anyway, this sort of thing is not odd for me. It's not unusual, and it's not at all strange. It's just everyday life for me. And I just thought I should talk about that a little bit and get it off my chest. Because normally people don't talk about the unusual or surreal or supernatural. I've had plenty of things happen to me that defy logic and reason. So I'm just hoping I'm not the only one. But apparently, Odd's one of those people. And I think that there will be more in the future. So, interesting times, people. Interesting times.